Yeah, I got one from Larry that's a little bit of a follow up. It says, "Hi, Dave, Adam, and Pete. I don't know how new this is, but I didn't know about it. Several operating systems ago, when Apple separated the data from the operating system, we lost the ability to create bootable clones. I have been using Carbon Copy Cloner ever since then and thought nothing had changed. I have a license for SuperDuper and recently looked at it again because my daughter was looking for a backup system. When I looked at it, it said it could do bootable clones on Silicon Macs. I had no idea. I gave it a try and it worked. I now employ both Carbon Copy Cloner and SuperDuper in my backup strategy. Carbon Copy Cloner or CCC Backup has more bells and whistles like email notifications after a run, and SuperDuper with its ability to clone is a nice safety net. Thanks for all you do. Love the show."
Sweet. That's good to know. I did not realize that was doable. Thanks, Larry.
I wonder, I kind of wonder what they're doing or how they're doing it, because I mean,
we're going to ask. Yeah.
Well, with CCC Backup, you can also create a bootable backup, and they have a really nice article that describes all the reasons or all the ways you can do it. There's kind of multiple things you can do, and they also go into some of the reasons why maybe you don't need to do it, and some of the caveats and catches and stuff like that. So you can set up your volume with CCC Backup using something they call like Legacy. I think it's called Legacy Boot Mode.
Legacy bootable copies of Mac OS.
Yeah. So basically, you have to do some upfront things. I think you put the operating system on there before you create your Carbon Copy Cloner destination, and then you use that destination. But there's some tricks and caveats, and really, if you just if you just install a fresh operating system, onto your thing, and then run Migration Assistant from your Carbon Copy Cloner backup, you're good to go.
Correct.
So.
And that would be true of a SuperDuper clone as well, even if it just
exactly.
cloned the data volume, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So maybe this is a discussion for another day, but I just wanted to point that out. That there are ways around this. So I don't know if SuperDuper is doing the same kind of thing or not. I don't know
It could
if they're
be
doing something extra special, but like you said, we'll find out.
Yeah, I'll send this over, and they're always really good about like being super nerdy, and I love that. So thank you in advance.
Yeah. But again, like these days, I would probably just recommend, if it's just for troubleshooting and stuff like that, you have the recovery partition. If that doesn't work, like your whole thing's totally borked, I would probably just buy a, SSD. You don't even have to probably get a big one, and put an operating system on it and just have it as your
boot
recovery drive.
Yeah, that's right.
Your bootable drive.
That's actually that's a really good idea. And I'm curious to hear Dave Nanian, the author, developer of SuperDuper. I'm curious to hear his thoughts on this. But like the idea of taking the current OS, and maybe you do this every 6 months, right? Like your idea here, and just install it onto an external thing, and stop. Like, let it be at the point of needing Migration Assistant or just going in cold, right? Because either one, like you can go in cold within about 5-10 minutes. You're past all the prompts and you're using a computer. It's a blank slate, but you can sync it to your iCloud and like get up and rolling. But it saves you the time of having to like, okay, how do I go and install on an external drive? Because that's not the most obvious thing, right? And like just having that done on ice. This is not a bad idea, Adam.
Yeah, and you can pull up Disk Utility and and do all your troubleshooting and stuff like that if your main Mac has died.
Yeah, that too. But you are ready for that. Like, all right, Migration Assistant, let's go. Like, yep, you're at that step. Oh,
yeah. I will add that I have used SuperDuper for a long time. Recently, I did it. I have a little thumb drive about yay big. It's, I don't know, 1.5 inches long or so, something like that. It is a terabyte, and have put it on there. And then I realized my security issue. If I use that, I've got my entire computer right there. Even though I have File Vault on my laptop, that thing isn't protected. So I reformatted it with a password protected, encrypted, and then put Super Duper on it. I haven't tried to boot from that to see if it works with the password protection on there. I would imagine that once you're past that, it should boot. But yeah, I like your idea better, Dave. Just have the operating system, and then
it's not
on
my
one.
idea. It's Adam's idea.
Well, I'm sorry, somebody's idea. Yeah, having just the operating system on one drive, and then having your backed up data on another, and as needed. That seems much cleaner.
Yeah, ready to rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that way you're only pulling what you need instead of the whole shooting match. But
Well, you wouldn't be able to pull the whole shooting match. What you would do, you're just doing one of the steps ahead of time.
yeah,
Right? Because if you have your data cloned, you still need to install an operating system on a drive and like get it all. Like there's that process that is a process. So doing that when you're like sitting and, watching some mindless show on television is a way better time to do it than the day that, things went south. Yes. Although what happens if like I did that with 26.1 and now my Mac and backup is from 26.2? Would it matter? I don't know.
definitely.
It's just the data. It's just the data.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you're booted onto that volume, you could upgrade it.
Well, that's the thing. Is it smart enough? Like the iPhone, if I go to migrate from one iPhone to another, it'll say, oh, hey, wait, I need to upgrade my operating system to what that iPhone has. Hang on a second, and it does it, and then you're ready to rock. I don't know. I haven't tried that with a Mac. I see an experiment.
In fact, I had that issue when I bought my phone because I had beta on the old phone and didn't on the new one, and I didn't want the beta, but it was like, oh, okay. I was trying to get out of it, but.
Let us know if you know anything about this. Feedback at macgeekgab.com. We'd love to hear from you.
You heard him. Feedback at macgeekgab.com.
That's right. Feedback at